Hello student, I hope you all are safe at home. I am Alka Verma, your social science teacher. So today we will start chapter number 1, Arrival of Europeans in India. Now student, we have learned in the previous standard that years back India was considered one of the richest country of the world. India had an incredible importance in the whole world. Our country was one of the leading countries in the world. Our country was distinct in the whole world. The people of various countries were being influenced by our culture and prosperity. Many people worldwide were eager to enter into trade with our country and earn wealth out of it. Earlier, the merchants from the various countries came to India from northwest by land route for the purpose of trading. For years, the Arab traders undertook trade through land route, but as situations changed, trade through land route stopped. Consequently, the demand for Indian commodities like silk, cotton cloth, muslin, black pepper, spices, etc., increased in the European countries. So, to take the advantage of this situation, many countries of the Europe started searching for a sea route to India. Now, student, you can see the map given in your textbook, sea route. The black dot shows sea and the land route, and the white that is newly discovered sea route. Now, subsequently, some adventurous sailor of Europe and other countries started the search of sea route to come to India. Now about the Christopher Columbus. Columbus, he was an Italian explorer, was one of the brave sailors who ventured out to find the sea route to India. He thought that one can go to the east via west also. Why did he believe so? Think about it. Now, Columbus started his journey to India and accidentally reached America. As long as he lived, he was under the misconception that he had discovered the sea route to India. Hence, even today, the natives of America are called Red Indians, and the island group in the Caribbean is known as the West Indies. Now, about the Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama, a native of Portugal, discovered the sea route to India. He encircled the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa and reached the port of Calicut on 22nd May 1498. After crossing the Indian Ocean, the ruling king of Calicut, Zamorin, gave permission to the Portuguese to trade. The Portuguese established a fort in Calicut for trade in the year 1500 CE. They fortified it and appointed a commander-in-chief, namely Albuquerque, to safeguard the fort. Moving northward, Albuquerque conquered Goa in the year 1506 CE. Now, within a span of 100 years, the Portuguese took control of Mangalore, Cochin, Goa, Diu, Mumbai, and island of Lanka. Now, the end of Portuguese rule. In the beginning of the 17th century, the Portuguese expanded their trade to Bengal. At this time, the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan ruled India from Delhi. The Subedar of Bengal complained to Shahjahan about the behavior of the Portuguese. Thus, the fort of Hooghly was demolished and the ships were burned as per the order of the emperor. In this way, the Portuguese rule came to an end with the exception of the territories of Diu, Daman and Goa. Now about the Dutch. After 100 years of the arrival of the Portuguese, at the end of the 16th century, the Dutch of Holland, now it is Netherlands, came to India for trading. Initially, they established fort at Pulicat and Madras, now it is Chennai. They also established a trading center at Agra in the year 1663. Meanwhile, the British also arrived in India. The Dutch could not withstand the competition against the British. Now, British interest in India. During the reign of Queen Elizabeth of England in the year 1600 CE, the British established the East India Company. This company belonged to merchants who wanted to increase their wealth by undertaking trade with India. The first British ship arrived in India at the port of Surat in the year 1608 CE. Captain W. Hawkins, the captain of the ship, was the first British to set foot in India. He met Jahangir but did not get his permission to trade. Thereafter, Sir Thomas Roy arrived in India, who acquired the permission to establish a trading center in Surat. Later, Delhi went in the hands of Shahjahan. Shahjahan gave permission to the British to carry out trade in Bengal. Now student, I will explain you the further topic in my next video. Thank you.